What if I told you we can get a preview as to how the Ace Paragon is going to look like in the next update? Welcome my friends to another Bloons T6 modded video where today we're going to see how a dark or the Ace Paragon is going to look like. So let's just recap what are the tier 5s we have. First, we have the Sky Shredder, an insane ace that shoots out 32 volleys of darts very quickly. Next, we have the Star Bomber, which drops one massive explosion which can get rid of almost any Bloon on screen. And finally, the Flying Fortress, which is just insane. So today we're going to use a new mod that we haven't used before on this channel, and that is called the Ultimate Cross Pathing mod. And what this mod allows us to do is to cross path all of the tier 5s to see exactly what happens when you combine all of the abilities together. So let's start by selling these two. So let's try and use the Sky Shredder as our base. So naturally, we can add both Exploding Pineapple and Spy Plane. That shouldn't be a problem to add. We can add Sharper Dust and of course, Center Path. Also not a problem. Now what happens when we add Bomber Ace to this mix? Now our planes are dropping pineapples. That's a massive improvement actually. And what happens if we add Never Miss Targeting to the Sky Shredder? Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. All the darts from the Ace just goes there. Oh, but we're not done yet. What if we add a Spectre? Does that mean now we have exploding bullets? Oh, okay. This is slightly more underwhelming than I thought. But what if you add a Flying Fortress? Surely it will be a lot better than this. No, the bullets aren't exploding. And of course, we can still add the Ground Zero and Star Bomber. And now we have activated abilities on this tier 5, this 555 plane. So let's see how long this can last. Okay, let's see how this does against round 98, an infamous round with lots of Bloons, and oh my god, they all get shredded before they even hit the first band. That's actually quite impressive, I'm not going to lie. Man, this really is a high DPS tower, isn't it? How about round 99, where there's 45 DTs? Well, they made it past the first band, but well, okay. How about round 100, a bat? How does it does against a bat? No, actually quite poorly. Honestly, but to be fair, for 555 tower, that's actually pretty impressive. I mean, especially if you consider the fact that both the top path and bottom path ace doesn't really, do that well against a bat by itself. Okay, so I'm not going to lie, I'm quite disappointed by the results, and obviously this is not how the actual Ace Paragon is going to look like. Even though, as cool as this is, as much as it does a whole lot of damage, this is definitely not how the Ace Paragon is going to look like. But I can show you guys what the Ace Paragon is going to look like, because a few days ago Ninjakiwi posted this on both their Twitter and Instagram. That is how the new Ace Paragon is going to look like. So let's think about what is actually going to encompass the Ace Paragon. So first off, we both know that because this looks like the bottom path ace, which is the Flying Fortress, it's obviously going to shoot out a whole lot of darts and bombs, just like the Flying Fortress. But I suspect they're going to be a lot more powerful, and as to how well they do against White class Bloons, I suspect it's going to be the bombs that's going to do a lot more damage to White class Bloons. Think of it like mini wipe assassins, but obviously they don't do 750 damage per bomb, otherwise that will be way too OP. I suspect it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark of like 200-300 damage for each bomb. Like, let's say it's just Flying Fortress by itself, and the darts that comes from the new Ace Paragon is probably going to have a lot of pierce and damage. Let's say like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 damage with like 10 pierce, 100 pierce, who knows. But yeah, or maybe there'll be an entirely new weapon altogether. Who knows? I'll never know. We just have to wait for the update to come out. Now, as for the top path Sky Shredder, yeah, as much as this is very cool, I suspect they won't be adding this for the sole purpose that it's going to lag the game quite a bit. So yeah, I suspect it's going to lean towards more of the Flying Fortress rather than, the Sky Shredder, and of course Star Bomber. Now this is going to be quite difficult to implement if they choose to implement it at all. So in the previous Paragon, the Engineer Paragon, they basically only made a top path. They only made the top path engineer into the Paragon. That's to say, it's just a massive DPS tower. There's no overclock ability unless you count the self overclocking, which not really. I don't really count that. And there's definitely no bottom path. There's no trap that you could place down. Or even if you look at that Paragon, sure, it consists of both the Cosmo Master, triple darts, and the Ultra Juggernaut, but it didn't really have the middle path activator ability. I mean, sure, some other Paragons do it better, like Ninja Paragon. They have all three. Top path, definitely there. The Grandmaster Ninja. Middle path slowdown ability, yeah, that's just permanently activated for Ninja Paragon, and it's awesome. And as for bottom path, well, it shoots out a really high anti-moab bomb, which does really well against bosses, like 200,000 damage against a boss. That's very impressive for a Moab bomb. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how Ninjakiwi is going to implement the Ace Paragon, but as for sneak peek as to how it might work, this ain't it, Chief. So it's going to look more like a Flying Fortress, that's all we know, but maybe there'll be a different weapon altogether. I mean, who knows? All the Paragons have different projectiles, or other projectiles that look different but act roughly the same, just that they have a lot more damage and a lot more pierce. So I guess we have yet to see exactly how well it does. So now I'm just going to run the game until we die. But let's talk about how long this Paragon is going to last once this Paragon is released. Cause in case you guys didn't know, we always do a Paragon trial when a new Paragon comes out, so that we know exactly how strong the Paragon is compared to the other Paragons. So yeah, I'm going to put up my latest Paragon trial on the top right. It actually encompasses every single Paragon for once, but I suspect it's going to be roughly as strong as the Ninja Paragon, but it won't be able to outclass the Never Gonna Cease, because the Never Gonna Cease is able to pull in world-class Bloons. And even though I wish that this fella would do really well against world-class Bloons, something tells me not really, because the only world-class thing that he has going for him is a top path anti-Moab missiles, but I'm not sure whether Ninjakiwi is going to implement that, and even if they do, how much damage it's going to do against bosses. So yeah, that's something that we have to see altogether. And I don't know, the pricing as well, like depending on how strong it is, this may be the most expensive Paragon in Bloons TD6. So far the most expensive is the Engineer Paragon, but that is, honestly, I'm not even sure whether that's worth the price. But I suspect that the Ace Paragon is going to be slightly more expensive over the fact that it does have some anti-Moab capabilities, and it has a lot of things going for it. Honestly, it's a high DPS tower, so yeah. And then we died at 128, which is the lowest amongst all the other towers, so that's a shame. But also to be expected, because this isn't how it's going to look like either way. But yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see how the Ace Paragon is actually going to look like. Hopefully it's a lot better than whatever this is. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like if you like this video, leave a comment if you have anything else to add, and I'll see you guys in the next video.